Hello Projector. In this video, we want to share with you something really quite valuable that originally came through Sarah about masks. And it's an ego construct that projectors create to survive in the world, but causes a lot of bitterness, separation. And as we decondition, if we can decondition some of these masks that we all embody as a projector, our true self can actually emerge and life can really shift. So what are these 4 masks and why do we need to know about them?
So I want to say before I go into the masks that oftentimes, or most of the time, we've developed these masks at a very young age to fit into a generating world when no one really guided us into our projector nature. So there is no shame in the mask game. It's actually a form of protection for us to have a buffer in this world. The problem is that these masks, they drain our energy and they take us away from our authentic nature. So if you're anything like me, these 4 masks, I've worn all of them at different phases of my life. They kind of work together. And know that if you relate, this is a beautiful opportunity for you to begin to move into a more authentic version of yourself. So the first mask, and there's no priority, but we'll just name the first one that I know you and I relate to a lot. It's the mask of the overachiever. So often this can be known as the perfectionist, the one that's just running through life at 1,000,000 miles a minute, most likely burning out, but just basing everything on what they can do to be seen through achievement, with really high standards, never feeling satisfied, even crossing the achievement and then waking up the next morning feeling empty, and then they've got to start that process over again.
And I'll let you in on a little secret that I'm not fully going to go into in this video, but all of these masks, the virus, the thing where projectors lose themselves, everything's external.
Yeah.
So it's like we're a tree and we're painting the leaves green rather than actually fixing the roots. So all these masks, we get lost outward because our aura is actually focused outward. Mm-hmm. But when we decondition and we start to heal, we start to shift our focus from out here to in here, and magic really, really unfolds.
Mm-hmm. So the next mask that projectors often wear is the helper, often known as the people pleaser, or the one that is doing externally for others, the best friend, the best daughter, the best son, the best spouse, the best mom, the best dad, always giving. And honestly, at times when we get invited to help, it's an ego boost because we feel really good and we're good at it, but the exchange ends up leaving us feeling bitter, we're not compensated, and honestly, no one's giving it back to us in the way that we're giving, so it really drains our energy. Again, often we've learned how to do this since we were young. We were the ones that our families saw as has the ability to make us feel good or help them in some capacity, but it is not our role as a projector is to help. We are here to guide, and it's very different. Guiding comes with compensation. It comes with an exchange of energy, where when we just help for the sake of helping, we are draining ourselves and ultimately feeling bitter. And then oftentimes translated into the next mask, which is the isolated one.
So with the first 2, it's like we're trying all these things. The second 2, if they don't really work, then it's like, oh, what are we going to do? Well, the next mask is we isolate, we pull back, we withdraw, we have to protect ourselves, we become like a turtle, we go into our cave, we go into our shell, and this is another mask that projectors will use for survival, but it's not our true self. This is part of the deconditioning process, but first we identify these masks.
Totally. The isolated one, there's a differentiation because projectors do need time alone, away from people, but the isolated one typically can just be overwhelmed with life. There's too much stimulation. They haven't learned how to maintain their sense of self and know the balance of exchange, or they've just burnt out and they've just given too much, or they've just accomplished so much, and they actually need to pull back and completely just disconnect from all things. So that would be the third mask, the isolator. And then I would say the fourth mask.
When they all don't work.
Yeah. The body pushes back and we wear the mask of the sick one. And this is very common for projectors in this generating world. We can't tell you how many projectors come to us with autoimmune disorders, fibromyalgia, all different sort of neurological conditions, physical ailments. I know when I was in a generating job, I fractured my back, that the body, when we aren't listening to this unique energetic sensitivity and we bulldoze it, it pushes back in the form of being sick.
So all these masks are things that keep us disconnected from life, that create bitterness, that push success away, that repel life. Ultimately, as projectors, we want to magnetize life, draw in invitations. But we can't just force that process, because guess what? It repels. So this is an incredible system of starting to deconditioning, to starting to pull back the layers so our true self emerges, radiance emerges, health emerges, and ultimately the blueprint of an aligned projector is success.
And I'll give you one little tip to understanding why none of these masks are going to lead you to success. As Charlie said at the beginning, these are an ego construct, and the ego is fueled by fear. So we achieve, we help, we isolate, we're sick, all because there's a program that we're in fear of not being enough, in fear of not being seen. And when a projector operates fear through our really powerful aura, life pushes back, because that is not the aura we're here to penetrate out into this world. So move yourself from these programs, these masks of fear, into bringing your true authentic nature that is more spacious, that does need a bit more rest, and is compensated for when you do give whatever magic you have to give to this world.
So if you want to find out more, there'll be a link to join the projector movement, to dive deeper. All this wisdom and knowledge has really unlocked worlds within us.
Definitely.
And it's completely changed our lives, pre-knowing we were a projector to post-knowing we were a projector. And our deconditioning process combined is 20 plus years. And yeah, we've created the projector movement to support projectors from around the world to take off the masks, to decondition, to ultimately feel empowered and embodied to move into your true success.